In Howl's moving castle, Sophie is cursed by the Witch of the Waste and turned into an old woman because she is spotted with Howl. Sophie travels to Howl's castle, the wizard, in hopes that he can change her back, but soon becomes involved in his life as Howl avoids the war between the two kingdoms. Sophie grows closer to Howl, which encourages him to stop running from conflict and face the kingdoms. In the end, Sophie helps restore Howl's heart, allowing him to regain his emotions. A strong example of scrutinizing beauty standards society places on women is Letty. Letty is portrayed as traditionally attractive, wearing makeup, and is admired by men in the shop. In contrast, Sophie is insecure about her appearance. She isolates herself, refusing to leave her room, and admits she never felt pretty. Additionally, Sophie becomes more confident when she is forward with others, challenging the idea that women must remain passive. Confidence becomes rebellion against gendered expectations. These contrasting portrayals highlight how strict beauty standards cause women to internalize insecurity and judge their worth based on appearance. A key example of symbolism is Sophie's age representing her self-worth. At the beginning of the story, even before Sophie's curse, she believes she is unattractive and assumes Howl would never eat her heart, as Letty tells us that Howl only eats the hearts of beautiful women. After Sophie is transformed into an old woman, she withdraws from others due to insecurity. However, as she grows more confident, speaking her mind, confronting others, expressing her feelings for Howl, she gradually appears younger. This transformation symbolizes her increasing self-acceptance and confidence. Howl's moving castle shows resilience through action and transformation. At the beginning of the movie, Howl is portrayed as a coward. He avoids responsibility by hiding from the two kingdoms and even sends Sophie in his place to confront Solomon. However, he eventually gains courage to face Solomon and protect Sophie, showing major personal transformation. This shift reflects the theme of resilience found in the poem Still I Rise, where Maya Angelou emphasizes continued strength in the face of oppression throughout language and repetition. While the contexts differ, both Howl and Angelou demonstrate resilience through Howl's actions to protect Sophie and Angelou's repetition of the phrase, I rise, to create powerful expression of resilience. Additionally, the film uses personification to emphasize transformation. Calcifer, the talking fire who holds Howl's heart, represents his emotions and humanity. And when his heart is returned, Calcifer transforms into a blue spark that is free. And Turnip Head, a living scarecrow, transforms into a prince after true love's kiss. Similarly, Howl's castle, which moves like a giant beast with creaks and groans, eventually flies free. These transformations reflect emotional growth, suggesting that love and vulnerability lead to change. Through a Marxist perspective, both Howl's Moving Castle and The Diamond Necklace explore the effects of class and capitalism. The film contrasts the industrial side of capitalism through the use of smoke and large war machines against a peaceful natural landscape, suggesting the destructive impact of industrial capitalism. In contrast, The Diamond Necklace highlights the internal struggles of a woman trying to fit into the bourgeoisie through material wealth, symbolized by the borrowed diamond necklace. She expresses shame about her social class and material standards by being embarrassed over attending a wealthy party without proper clothes or jewels. The narrator explains that she dressed plainly because she could not dress well, but she was as unhappy as though she had really fallen from her proper station, showing that her suffering comes more from social expectation than true poverty. Both works show the divide between the bourgeoisie and the proletariat through differences in housing and appearance. In the film, the bourgeoisie are associated with gold and luxurious spaces, while the proletariat live in worn brick and wood conditions. Similarly, The Diamond Necklace illustrates the proletariat living in plain homes while the bourgeoisie have expensive items and silk. The differences in both mediums further emphasizes capitalism, encouraging people to measure their value through wealth and appearance. Both Howl's Moving Castle and The Wars by Timothy Findley use repetition of smoke and fire to illustrate the destructive nature of war and its impact on the environment. In Howl's Moving Castle, war visually destroys the landscapes through burning villages, smoke-filled skies, and large war machines. Similarly, in The Wars, war is described through the repeated use of smoke and fire. The narrator describes that the crater itself, or the previous dugout, was spotted with fires, showing how the battlefield is predominantly marked by violence and destruction. Additionally, Sophie and Mrs. Ross, the mother of a soldier in The Wars, share similar views on war. Sophie says she prefers Howl as a coward after he insists he no longer wants to run away, showing that she values his safety over sacrifice and views war as reckless. Similarly, Mrs. Ross criticizes the public celebration of war during church, describing people shaking one another's hands as if to congratulate themselves that all their sons had gone away to die, revealing her belief that war is falsely treated as honorable while actually resulting in loss and grief. Both Sophie and Mrs. Ross reinforce anti-war themes of both their works by challenging the idea that war is noble, instead presenting it as tragic.